Yo,
What's up?
yo. What's up? So yeah, still trying to do like the hour and a half thing, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
I want to see how it looks. Is there a way where you can exit from your phone app? Or like, I just want to see how it looks on like for the YouTube people. Like if you like had a message or something and talk.
Can you still hear me?
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, feel free to do that because I know that you're on your phone, so I'm like I know you want to like do some other stuff too. Okay, cool. Yeah, we're
Did
recording.
you, did your ratings could you see a difference in your ratings last week?
A little bit. And it was only one time, so still experimenting.
Right.
See what's up. But what was I gonna mention? But I'm sick of what was it? I think Shaq and Daryl Morey would definitely listen to the podcast last week. Because they said exactly what I said. Daryl, the next couple of days, Daryl Morey was like, "Yeah, everybody could play in the NBA from what was it? Forgot to stop. From the everybody today could play in the '80s, that type of thing." And then Shaq went on and said, what is it? They should just cancel the season. Even whoever wins, it's going to be like a huge asterisk on it. I mean, it'd be, how we always say, like the 2015 Warriors have like an asterisk on it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like this year asterisk would just blow out that one. Like they have a legit reason that they won the championship. But yeah, so this is the Shi-Fi podcast episode 62. Let's see. I got Josh Barnes, Hurricane Harvey survivor.
Yes, sir.
Coronavirus survivor.
we don't know about that one. That's a TBD. It's like game time decision.
That's true. Man, I'm so sick of talking about the virus.
I don't watch the news anymore. Like I'm just like, man, when it ends, it ends.
I'm tired of it. But like I get it because it affects everything. Like everything in the whole world industry. But yeah, I'm just sick of it. Let's see. I was thinking, or did you hear about? I thought that was kind of interesting. Chip Kelly's comments. Did you?
I ain't heard that name in a fat minute.
I hadn't heard that either in a while, but apparently he's coaching for Washington, I think.
The University of Washington.
My family was telling me about this. He was mentioning how it's going to get interesting here because states are kind of more in control with each situation. And some states are like, especially California, they're like one of the first ones that are just like, we're not doing anything. Like they extended their staying home order till like beginning of August.
Right.
And other states are like super chill, like Georgia. Like they're just like, feel free. And when college football comes around, states are going to have to like dictate, which California and the West Coast seem like they're very we're not doing anything type of thing. So Chip Kelly was commenting about how if there's a situation where like the Pac-12 just doesn't really like play, all those students are going to like transfer to these like other schools, SEC, Big Ten. And I just had never thought about that before. Like that's kind of an interesting situation, and that would like kill the Pac-12. Like that would make them to a mid-major, honestly.
Right.
And yeah, I was like, wow, this is gonna get super like beyond politics. Like it's gonna force politics and sports to come together. It's interesting. But
I think it's gonna be even more interesting because like you said, like if the Pac-12 decides not to play, but if they do decide to play, they're like, we're not going to play in our state, and now you have teams like in California playing in Florida. It's just going to be like an interesting dynamic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, half of all this stuff is just interesting just to see how people are going to adjust. But I thought that was interesting because I mean they would have to enforce a rule where like you can transfer from a school that doesn't want to play. Like they can't like force someone not to play, or to get out of that situation. But yeah, it's really weird situation. I was thinking, I was like, I feel like tennis should be able to come back pretty normal. Like you could easily figure out a way, right?
Yeah.
Tennis
So
expert here.
they had the Australian Open, then the virus hit, and the next Open goes the French, Wimbledon, and then the U.S. Open. The Wimbledon's already decided that they're done for the year, so they're going to wait till next year. The French Open decided, all right, instead of it being in May, because it's supposed to be this month or the end of this month, they're like, all right, we're going to push it to September. But I'm also like, okay, if you only let like family members in of the players, and like you separate them in like the little box, because like you can put 6 feet apart with them, and tennis is already more than 6 feet apart. So like, it should be able to come back.
Yeah, because like, it's not like football or basketball where there's like teams and coaches.
All the individual sports like golf, like they should be able to come back and be fine.
Oh yeah, especially golf. I mean, yeah, it's yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, I feel like they should easily be able to adjust. I know the Wimbledon, they're just like, we don't care. We're getting our money anyway.
Yeah,
and it's very traditional with them. But whatever. You got any secrets?
Secrets.
Happy this week? Did you cry this week? Come on, open up.
Did I cry this week?
Good cry, yes.
No, I did not cry this week.
All right.
Ain't nothing to cry over. I mean, we all in the same boat.
You never know.
Did you cry this week, Shaba?
I didn't.
You trying to say something?
No, I didn't cry this week, actually.
Last week, though.
No, I didn't cry last week either. I'm not a crier. I'll just get sad for like 15 minutes and just like, all right, move on. Let's see. What else? I saw something. Here's a question. Have you? No. If you ever go to Spain, are you gonna do the running of the bulls?
Sure, why not?
Like, I wasn't expecting that. I felt like you'd be like, no.
No, I'm down for a spontaneous, down for the good time.
You're down for 100 bulls running at you full speed.
Yeah.
I feel like the more you think about it, the more you're just like, it's one of those things where you just have to jump in, like just go, like go for it.
I like adrenaline rushes. I like roller coasters and stuff like that. It's just a big roller coaster.
I guess. Man.
Would you do it?
Yeah. I would overthink about it. I would just have to be like peer pressured into it. Like just go, just do whatever.
All right. Well, I'll make sure that we'll go on a trip. Me, you, and him.
My brother's did it one time when he went there. But I was just like randomly thinking about that. Like that. And like people actually die from it. Like that's like a thing. It's like, man. They get like, what do you call it? Gored?
Yeah, they get stuck. Yeah, they get like stuck.
Oh my gosh. That's one of those deaths that's like you hear about, like people I don't even want to mention, just like slipping like by the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
That's such a weird thing.
This podcast just took a turn. We're talking about suicide on the cast.
This is I weirdly like those stories though.
See, there's something wrong with you. Because I'm finna expose you.
You don't like that?
In college, this man wouldn't fall asleep unless he was listening to some like creepy suicide murder story. And then now he's talking about he likes stories that people actually slip off the Grand Canyon.
Yep. Yeah, the podcast My Favorite Murder, which is like the #2 podcast on Spotify. Yeah, I had to listen to some like mysterious stories going to sleep. It like calms me. It's like, oh.
But the thing is, like, he wouldn't like turn it off, or he didn't have like an automatic. So like in the middle of the night, I would just hear some voices whispering. And I was like, who the freak is in my room?
Well, because like, okay, so like there's a thing on Spotify where like you can have a timer, and it'll like automatically stop at 30 minutes. So there'll be like a couple of nights where I just can't fall asleep super fast. So after those 30 minutes, I'm like, oh, I was like into that story. So like I turn it back on. And then there's no way to like reset that timer without like actually looking at your phone, but I would never want to do that. So that's when, I'd wake up and there's like 5 episodes that I listened to. And yeah, so you gotta listen to some like mysterious. It's very dark, but like good dark. I don't, you know what I mean. But because I've actually visited the Grand Canyon, and my mom's the same way too. I figured out she like bought this book that would tell the stories of all like the deaths, accidentals, stuff, and it's like a huge book. And I was like, whoa! I was like 8 years old reading this book, and it's like some weird stories. Like there's actually been like people commit suicide, and by like driving.
They drive off the canyon?
Yes.
Oh no.
And I was thinking, okay, this is gonna turn super dark here.
Oh my God.
I was
this is not what I signed up for at 10:15 in the morning.
You can have no comment on this. But if I were to, okay, this is really dark.
What the hell is going on?
I'm actually if I was like going to commit suicide, like another world, I feel like jumping off the Grand Canyon would be interesting to do that. Is that not interesting? If you had to choose, like somebody had you at gunpoint and you were like, you have to die. Where would you want to die? Like, how would you want to go out?
Let's see.
You don't have to answer that question, but I would pick the Grand Canyon. That'd be kind of interesting.
I'll probably pick like, I don't know, like Mount Kilimanjaro or something like that.
Wait, what? Jumping off a mountain? I feel like there's a high chance you'll live. Okay,
No.
whatever. I mean, what?
I'm falling from elevation. I'm dying on the spot.
Interesting. Where is Kilimanjaro?
Isn't it Asia?
Oh, it's an 8.
Isn't it? I don't know. Somebody
Somewhere
fact check
it. Yeah. But yeah. Okay. Yeah, enough about suicide.
Nothing about that. You've been listening to XX too much, haven't you?
I mean, no, that was back then. But like, 13 Reasons Why. Have you seen that show?
No.
Okay, well, it's dark like that too. There's something about, it's like those thoughts you have like growing up, where like you'd be driving and you'd be like, what would happen if like I would just swerve?
See, I ain't have those thoughts.
Have you never? Everybody has had that thought, and Twitter can confirm that. Like I've seen people, like it has like 20,000 retweets. I'm like, oh, I wasn't the only one like thought that. Just like, I have the power to do that, but I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm responsible with it. Like, okay, people are gonna think I'm crazy. I'm glad like 5 people listen to this podcast.
Nah, you're gonna start getting a knock on your door and be like, the suicide hotline is here for you.
Nah. What else? Are you requesting $1 million from Jeff Bezos?
Man. These same people that are whining about Jeff Bezos are the same one on Amazon 6 times a week ordering stuff.
I it's such a weird Twitter topic. I just like I just like just clock out when I see like stuff like that. Because I know like the whole he's going to become the first trillionaire like 2027 whatever.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know. You always have the people that are just like, oh, he could give $1 billion this way, that way, which he could, but I just it's just like
It's his money. He can do what he wants.
bag. I don't know. It's just like it's a weird talking about other people's money.
Right.
Having that mentality in the first place is just not a good mentality. I don't know. It's just but yeah, it's one of those arguments that you just it's a lose-lose argument because you like people do have a point and I have a point too. So it's just like a stalemate. It's just like a weird thing.
People just do that just to like hate on capitalism.
Yeah. It's and I've also seen, I mean, it is kind of joke. There's some of his donations are actually kind of funny. Like the Australian fires, like he donated like 800,000 to the Australian fires. I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, at the end of the day, this is money, and I've also seen things where like, what is it? If he gave away like billions and billions, it would like shift the economy in a weird way. Like just because he's so powerful like that, it was just it would like itself destroy the stock market for like a week because himself is like a fourth of the market because Amazon's such a huge thing right now. So there's just so many logistics. What is it? I saw was it Amazon's about to become the like fourth branch of government. I saw that tweet. I was like, hey, I mean, you never know. Seen crazier things. But yeah, those. Do you have any strong opinions about all that?
I understand people's like opinions about people not being greedy when they come to the top because like they do have a point. Like everybody can't be wealthy. Like I hate the whole argument. Like you can work just as hard as him and be just as wealthy. I'm like, no, it doesn't like necessarily work that way. Like some people legitimately like don't have the resources to be that successful, but you have to make your way with what you have. But also at the same time, I've never wanted to be like, this is how a person should spend their money and be in their pockets. Like unless you're a financial advisor, like I feel like you really can't talk about that. But also, I think people like to find a reason to hate on capitalism. So like they always like target like the super like rich guys like Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, and all that stuff. So I'm just like, let's just like pump the brakes, like relax. Like sure he could get more donations because nobody needs that much money. But like, I mean, he was innovative and he got fortunate because that's what a lot of people do when they're big business owners. They become fortunate and they don't make money for a while. It's like he built up his establishment, and his establishment is something that everybody uses and everybody needs. Like e-commerce wave, like that's the first thing you think of is Amazon. So like even in this pandemic, like I think it's not that it's screwed up that he's making billions of dollars off of a pandemic, but I mean his idea is the most like resourceful and useful during this time. So people are going to take advantage of it, and he's just reaping the benefits of it.
And it's weird because like people are actually making money off of him,
Right.
So it's like a down turn type of thing.
Yeah, like I saw Amazon had this whole like remote work from home customer service position that's starting at like $16 an hour. So like,
yeah, and like you want your most richest person in your country to be like a trillionaire like that, like because you're not gonna make a trillion, but like you get all the down turns. Like if our richest person was like just becoming a billionaire, like some of these countries are just now are they don't have that many billionaires. It says something about the economy in the first place. I
Right.
think, yeah, in a way. Yeah, I'm no economist, but um, there's a yeah, there's like some wild stats you can like see because like take the 10 or the 100 richest people. That's like 90% of the world's money. Like it's
Right.
like those type of stats. Those like will freak you out. Um, and that leads to the argument of the whole like 100 people rule the world in a way
Right.
because they're like just constantly bribing people, which
I
is
mean,
also interesting.
I think it's like kind of true. Like, I don't think the whole like argument of like the top 1% rule the world isn't true. Because I mean, they do. Like they shift things. Like they shift power.
Yeah, and it's always been like that.
Yeah.
Like
It
it's
always
like
it'll continue to be that way. The
yeah.
elitists run
So
the elitists run the world.
yeah, it's interesting. Like if someone came up to you and was like, "I'll give you 50 million to run for president," or like run for like, or let's say give you like $1 million to run for council or like mayor or something,
And intentionally lose.
or they just want you to run for mayor and you're gonna win, but they'll pay you $1 million outside. Those type of like outside bribes where you're
To
gonna
be
run for mayor.
to be lobbyists basically.
Yeah, yeah. That's an
I would,
ignorant view, but
I mean, I would take it because like at the end of the day, everybody has an agenda, and like
yeah,
the people in our government are getting spoon fed by the lobbyists and like stuff that they consider important. So
yeah. And like, I mean, it's showing with this whole like virus. There's always back reasons of these decisions. It's like, and people are surprised by it. That's what I'm like kind of shocked about. Like, y'all are surprised that this mayor wants to open up these businesses for selfish reasons, so he can make like, it's just
well, because like if you think about it, like the longer that these businesses stay closed, the top percent are affected.
yeah,
So of course they're going to want to reopen because they want money in their pockets.
yeah. And it's not shocking. Like I get it. Like I don't know. It's one of those like this world has become like survival of the fittest a little bit.
Yeah, it's always been that way.
But
What do you mean?
but like times like 3 like in this
Right,
year. It's almost
right.
as if like the world has evolved like 10 years in like 1 year
Yeah,
with this thing.
yeah. What
Um
What is your thoughts on Tesla moving out of California and potentially moving to Texas or Nevada?
uh Honestly, I think Elon's just playing poker. Like he's just like testing their limits. He's like, you know, he's threatening to move out and stuff like that. But California wants him, so it's like a tug and pull situation. I think Elon's just kind of messing with them, playing with them, but nothing like serious. As I don't think he's going to move the headquarters to Texas
I
like
I,
that.
I think he's actually kind of serious because if what he's claiming is true, that his Fremont facility that they won't let him do production until like July, August, he's going to lose a lot of money, and he'll probably save a lot in taxes by moving his headquarters from California to
Mm-hmm.
Texas. And like if he puts 2 headquarters, like one in Houston and one in Dallas, he'll probably make so much more profit. And the only reason I
Yeah.
said one in Houston, one in Dallas, because I'm like, all right, you could use Houston's port to like ship things off the Gulf of Mexico, and Dallas is like the business capital of the world and like #1 in job growth, so you could put one there and you'd be set.
Mm-hmm. I mean, long term, I think he's highly considering, but is he? Because he's talking about his main headquarters in Silicon Valley,
Yes,
right?
Phil.
Is that?
Yeah.
And he's threatening to move that whole headquarters to Dallas
Yeah.
or making a new headquarters in Texas type of thing.
He's thinking about moving his overall headquarters
Wow. Yeah,
because him and Abbott had a conversation already this week.
really. I think people are slow. I do think people are gonna find a new love of Texas through this thing too, and they're gonna
Yeah.
all start moving here. I mean, there's so much land in this state that
Yeah.
you could just make something out of nothing. Um,
And that's also why like the virus isn't hitting us as hard because like we're the second largest landmass in the state behind Alaska. So like things just like spread, but like it's so spread out that like it doesn't spread as fast.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it was going to inevitably and whatever happen because I think people are gonna like start, thinking like, okay, California, LA, taxes, and Dallas and Houston are, they're not LA or anything, but they're top 10 cities. I mean, Houston's
Right.
3, and so it's like people are just like start adding 2 plus 2. It's like, okay, wait, Texas is almost like California, but extremely cheap.
Cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's just, yeah, it's gonna be interesting seeing the move. I mean, it's already slowly happening.
Yeah, like a lot of people in California are already moving to Texas as it is. So
Yeah. Because like, we think of our little cities like, Midland, Abilene, Lubbock,
yeah,
those cities. Those are like still top 100 populated cities in the country.
right.
Like, we think of them as just like these super small. Like Lubbock is like 75th most populated city in the country.
Right.
Like, that's crazy. I think of it as just like some little blurb on the map. Like it's so weird. Yeah. So we're
But I
talking
mean,
about Tesla. Yeah.
if you think about like the job growth, like just imagine how many jobs it will produce if Tesla produces its headquarters, either in Houston or Dallas. I just hope they don't put it in Austin because traffic's just gonna become so bad.
Yeah. What's wrong with Austin? I feel like Austin has like, what is it? They're not ready for their population to increase.
They need to retransform their whole interstate system.
Yeah, they're just not ready for all that people, but the people are coming anyway. So it's just like they have no choice.
Right.
So, because I think they're even in their top 15 populated city,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean they have 2-lane highways in that downtown. So, and yeah, I mean, and Austin's like the cooler city. It's like, all the young generation likes to go over there. Um, I recorded a episode like on Tuesday, something small, because I've been like kind of behind on podcasts.
Yeah.
And I talked about Elon's. Since we're talking about Elon, he the whole Neuralink brain situation.
Yeah. Kirsten and I talked about this week about how basically he wants to be able to like cure maybe like brain diseases and stuff like easier and like track them faster. I saw that.
Mm-hmm. Saw some, or he was like explaining the procedure. I was like, wow. Like, people always have said the brain chip situation, but no one's ever explained it, like how it's going to happen. So,
Right.
but Elon was like giving like step by step. I was like, wow, it's happening. So he was explaining how like, I have no idea. I'm not a doctor, but they're going to like cut 3 inches off your skull or scalp, whatever, and then replace it with a 3-inch brain chip. I was like, wow, that is seems fun. And
you gonna sign up? Say, I'll be the guinea pig.
No, I'm not the guinea pig. I'll be in the middle. And because I've always thought like we're gonna be. I've always thought we're gonna be like Iron Man, like having our eyes itself as a screen.
Right.
Like we get a notification, we're gonna have like some red annoying little circle on the corner of our eye.
Yeah, you brought this
that
up.
type of thing.
You brought this up last podcast.
Yeah. Yes. So, yeah. So I'm just like, I was like talking about that. I thought that was like so interesting. Like we're finally getting to that point. But again, all the conspiracies. That always happens. Um, but yeah, Elon's moving. I like them. I like Elon and Kanye. I like those big thinkers. Just like it might not work, but hey, we're trying. So that's everything. Got any other comments on Elon?
No.
No. uh, did you peep the ESPN top 10 players of all time?
I was literally just about to ask you a couple questions on that. My first question is, do you agree with the top 10 list?
ESPN. Okay, go ahead.
And then my second question was, do you agree that Steph is higher than Kevin Durant on the all-time list?
Okay. So like the top 10 is very good. I mean, well, the thing about it, ESPN does this every year, and they always ticky tack. They move random players. So part of this is just entertainment. People want to talk about it regardless.
Right.
Like I saw something where like compared to last year's, they like completely flipped Allen Iverson and CP3.
Right.
Like CP3 was like 21st and AI was 40th. It's like the complete reverse this year. So they definitely had some different riders this year. But yeah, top 10 is very impressive. Only thing, Shaq at number 10. Nah. I mean, Shaq's number 5 on mine. But yeah, Shaq at number 10. I saw some people mad at Kobe at 9. That's pretty high. Like, I mean, but 8, Larry Bird 7, Wilt 6, Magic 5, Bill Russell 4, which was interesting. 3, Kareem, 2, LeBron, 1, MJ. Bill Russell at 4. I've never seen him that high before. Like, really, like in the rankings.
Yeah. Like, I can't put Wilt and Bill like that high. Like, I'm sorry.
But I get it. I hate that we have to include Bill and Wilt in every top 10. Like, we just have to. It's like by law. Like, it's yeah. Because they were just so dominant at the time.
Well, I mean, they were like 7 foot playing against 6'2" people. So
6'2" white guys.
Yeah, but also, I think the person that, not that he should be in the top 10, but I think the person that like is overlooked the most when it comes to like top 20 players is definitely Hakeem Olajuwon.
You think
he's overlooked?
So like underrated?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to find the 10 to 20. But what do you think Hakeem should be like top 10 or something?
No, I think he should be closer to the top 10. But like, if you go back and look at Hakeem Olajuwon's career, he came in the same class as Jordan, which, like, yeah, you could go back and say the Rockets should have taken Michael Jordan number 1. But like, Hakeem wasn't a bad drop off. He wasn't like Sam Bowie, the guy that Portland took.
Yeah.
But like, so in Hakeem Olajuwon's first 11 seasons with the Rockets, they never had a below 500 record. His third season, he took the Rockets to the finals and lost to that freaking great Larry Bird team of the Celtics in 6 games. The same season that Michael Jordan put up 63 against the Celtics in the first round but lost.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the Bulls in that same stretch where they were winning their 6 championships, they were 5-10 against the Rockets. So, like, I hate this whole argument that, like, oh, the Bulls would have won 8 straight if Jordan would have returned. It's like, bro, like, the Rockets lucky had his number. Like, nobody can stop Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wish, like, I think Hakeem would have got a lot more respect if he had actually beaten MJ, like, one time. Like,
yeah.
That would have been cool if MJ would have made it in 95 to the finals. It would have been a Hakeem MJ finals. That would have been, yeah, if that would have happened and Hakeem beat MJ, yeah. Yeah, it's just a huge narrative on Hakeem. I mean, they had Hakeem at 12 actually here.
Yeah. Hakeem dominated Shaq in that finals.
Yeah. I have Hakeem at 14 on mine. I have Bill Russell at number 10. Jeez, is that too low?
Yeah,
Man,
everybody's been booty hurt that Kobe's at 9. They're
yeah,
like he should be at 1 or 2. I'm like, I'm a believer in Duncan over Kobe, but
like they put Kobe over Shaq. That's why I was like, I didn't want to like talk about this on Twitter because I know like still sensitive type of thing. But yeah, if I'd have been going off on Twitter, I was like, Kobe over Shaq, no. What was I? Also I didn't realize how close Shaq and Kobe were to playing MJ in the finals in '98.
Yep.
That would have been such a brain warp because it feels like, to me, it's always felt like '98 and the '99 season are like completely different seasons and eras.
Right.
To me, it just feels like that, just because like that was the last we saw of Karl Malone, MJ, Stockton, Charles, like all that stuff, and then it just went straight to Duncan. And did Duncan win the Finals MVP that year too?
In 90, I'm pretty sure he did 99.
That's just weird to think about, that Duncan and MJ have won back-to-back Final MVPs together. Like they're grouped.
Right.
And like, yeah, it's weird to see stuff like that.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard like initially like MJ didn't like Duncan.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably because like his casualness. But yeah, the streets of Dallas were mad because Dirk was at 19. I was gonna be mad. I have Dirk 13 on mine, but did they have Isaiah Thomas in their top 20?
Probably not.
They did not. Jeez. Wait. 24, 25, 26. Where is IT? They have Isaiah Thomas at 31?
I told you he's the most hated on point guard.
Gosh.
Like I can make the argument for Isaiah Thomas, like behind Magic Johnson, he could be the second greatest point guard of all time. You can make that argument.
I've gained so much more respect for Isaiah Thomas through this like that documentary. Twitter is funny with this stuff. I saw they had like Bob Cousy at like they had Bob Cousy like in the 20s or something, and they had Russell Westbrook at like 41.
Yeah.
It's just funny to see, just because like Bob Cousy is like a scrawny white kid from the 60s, and then like Russell Westbrook, huge arms. Yeah.
Do you think it's disrespectful for them to have CP3 above AI?
No, they had AI. Oh yeah, you're talking about AI in front of CP3?
Yeah.
Type of thing. They should be closer. Like what? Like AI was 29. CP3 was 40th. I haven't really thought about that, but off the jump, I can understand if you have AI in front of CP3, just because AI went to a whole finals by himself.
Mm-hmm.
CP3 had never like gone to that, but you talking about like what would you think, like in a whole like all-time rankings?
I'm definitely taking AI over CP3 just because I think off the top of my head, if I remember right, AI won the scoring championship 4 times. He won a league MVP.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I don't think it's necessarily as close as what people think, but I do think like they're in the same ballpark. But if CP3 had made a finals, like I could see why they could be like neck and neck.
Yeah, that was the thing about CP3. Great point guard, just never could do anything. Like never in the playoffs. Like
right. Like his greatest time to shine was that season with the Rockets where he hurt his quad.
Yeah, and I mean that's how I judge most of these players. Like, I mean, you can be all great as you want, but you gotta make the East Finals or something, Conference Finals, NBA Finals. But Dwayne Wade they have Kawhi at 25 already. Dang, I get it. Dwayne Wade at 26.
Okay, I get why they have Kawhi that high, but everybody boosts Kawhi just because like what happened like last season. I'm just like, if you look at his career averages, like he averages like 17 or 18 a game. I'm like, hold
Yeah.
on.
Do you disagree with him at 25?
I mean, right now, all time number 25.
His career average right now is 18, 6, and 2.
Yes,
Jeez.
and that's 25 all time
Oh no, they had Giannis at 27.
already. See, that's what I'm talking about.
That's like ESPN. Stop. That's a stretch. Like having Kawhi at 25, whatever, but having 2 spots after Kawhi, Giannis already. At least Kawhi has won finals.
Twice.
Yeah, and Giannis has never been to the finals. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're giving him like the LeBron treat, like pre-championship LeBron treatment or something. Yeah, I don't know. But you asked about Steph before KD.
Yes.
Again, I think I told you this several times. I don't know how to rank Kevin Durant. Like it's so difficult. Because yes, he's a great player, great. But then I go back to the whole like I judge playoffs like huge, like that's part of my thing. I mean, what do you think?
I mean, I do think KD did have a lot of success before he joined the Warriors. Like he made the finals in 2012.
Yeah.
He lost to the Spurs in the conference final in 2014. Like they're always like a legitimate contender. And I think the one thing we fail to realize, he's a 4-time scoring champ. He would have been 5 if it wasn't for that crazy game that Carmelo had when the Heat rested their big 3 and he put up 50 and took the scoring title away. He's a 1-time league MVP. I think you can make the argument that you're going to be like, what? The most skilled offensive player I've ever seen is Kevin Durant. I think you can make that argument.
I don't know, I've heard that. I can get that.
Yeah. So, Steph, the only thing like with Steph, like Steph revolutionized the game. Like teams were only taking about 14 to 18 threes per game. Then he came in. Now teams are taking about 34 threes a game.
Yeah.
And he's the first unanimous MVP, which is BS, but whatever. he's a 3-time champ with an asterisk. You know, for 2015, I think the Cavs would have beat them if they had Kyrie and Love. They had the 73-9 season, even though they lost. Like, there's just a lot going for him that I see. Like, I'm like, okay, I can see why people put Steph above KD because it's tough. It's like, low-key, their careers are kind of, like, similar, even though KD's the better scorer and us. But, like, if you put their career neck and neck, like, it's very similar. Like, how does KD only have 1 MVP, but Steph got 2?
Right. Yeah.
But the only asterisk I have on Steph is you've been to the finals, 5 times now?
Yeah. That's a huge asterisk. No MVP.
And, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, this is tough. Because if KD had stayed and everything, KD would be before Steph.
Yes, if KD wins an MVP or not MVP or even a finals,
yeah,
with Brooklyn, I'll be like, okay, I'll give you the
nod. Yeah, it's tough right now. I will say. Okay, I'll put KD in front of Steph. Because with KD going over to Golden State, it kind of ruined Steph a little bit. Like, in the way he was probably going to win more MVPs. Right? I mean, didn't that kind of like not ruin, but like stunted it a little bit?
I think it stunted both of them.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But I feel like it stunted Steph more. Because obviously KD was the best player.
Correct. I would agree with that.
So, yeah, it's tough. But if we were just going to make it all-time rankings right now, I'd put KD in front of Steph. I'd put, KD at 13, 14. Maybe Steph like 17, 18-ish. Why do they have to put him back to back? I don't like that. Like, I don't like that part. Yeah, that bothered me a little bit.
Do you think your boy Dirk should be higher than 19?
It's a good spot. Maybe in 15, 16 would have been a good spot.
Who's ahead of Dirk before you get to Kevin Durant at 14?
Julius Erving at 15. Which was he really that good? Really? Let's have a serious question.
You said, hold on,
because he did the wraparound rim thing. Does that make him an automatic 15th?
Man, I've been doing that in 2K since 2014.
Max, this man played for the Virginia Squires, and then the New York, the Virginia Squires, the ABA, and then the New York Nets, and then the Philadelphia 76ers. So, I mean, I get it. He rocked the baby a bunch, but 15, one MVP. Literally, his bio is like, who could forget his rock the baby dunk against the Lakers? I did. But
I did.
Serving as a prelude to his final. So he won finals.
Yeah, he did.
And one MVP. Cool. I mean, I don't know. All right, next 16, Jerry West.
Man,
Jerry West. Yeah, I
ain't trying to hear all that.
Get it? No, I get it because he went to the finals like 10 times, lost all of them.
He won one time, didn't he? Did he win one time?
Yeah, he finally won one because he got wilt. That's why. He's like, I'm tired of losing, but yeah, he was like the LeBron back then. Like he had no help playing against the Celtics every year.
How many titles did Wilt win?
Didn't he only just win 1, 2, or something?
Man,
because the Celtics were just ruining everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, so 17, Karl Malone. I'm fine with that. 18, I don't know, Moses Malone. No, not Moses. First of all. Yeah, not Moses. Moses,
what's Moses? Correct.
I need to stop laughing. 20 points a game. It's just that he won the MVP 3 times, and then won in '83 the championship. This man played for the Utah Stars, the Spirits of St. Louis.
Wait. Nah, that don't exist. That's where he went to church.
Wait, hold up. Spirits of St. Louis was an actual team?
Nah, that's where he went to church. That's where they put his church accolades on there.
It's either a team or like liquor. 2 completely different things. Or spirits. It's named after a plane by Charles Lindbergh. That's lame. Buffalo Braves and then the Houston Rockets and all that. No, not Moses. Maybe like in the 20s. And then it's Dirk at 19. So yeah, no, Julius Erving and Moses Malone should not be in front of Dirk. Yeah, so that's about that. Those ABA teams are really funny.
The Spirit of St. Louis.
The Virginia Squires. What is a squire?
I have no idea. How do you
Squire.
spell it?
Isn't
How
that
do
like
you
a
spell it?
SQUIRES?
SQUIRES.
ES. Um,
Let's look.
I just the ABA was such a weird thing. Had the Dallas Chaparrals, I don't know, whatever they're called.
Okay, a squire is a man of highest social standing who owns and lives on an estate in a rural area, especially the chief landowner in such an area. So is this basically another word for slave owner?
I guess you can.
Is this the high vocabulary word for slave owner?
Well, I think of squire, I think of like kingdoms, like, English accents. Like, where's my squire or whatever.
He's
So I don't
where's
know.
my squire?
Yeah, I don't know. Like a writer. Yeah, this is ABA changed so many teams. Yeah, it's so weird. Yeah, that's so confusing. It's so confusing how they were like actual. That was an actual legit league, back then, and we like count them too, which, nah. I think that's. What else? No, I just kind of want to go through. Wait, 1 second. Let me. Where is this?
I saw ESPN, like Stephen A. and them have been making the top, like, quote unquote players of the league. I forgot the number, top like 50 players in the league right now or something like that.
Oh, like currently.
Yeah.
They have Anthony Davis at 45.
Man, I
Weird.
ain't trying to hear all that.
They have Anthony Davis 3 spots behind Russell Westbrook. No.
No.
No. Anthony Davis is getting that Giannis treatment. Like, no, you got to do something in the playoffs.
He hasn't even been out the first round.
Right. They got. Yeah, I'm just trying to find some other just weird players. I mean, Manu Ginobili at 58, I guess. I mean, after the like 30s, you just kind of just throw in whoever.
You just lose interest.
Yeah, they have Tony Parker at 70, Damian Lillard at 72. I guess. I don't know. Yeah, so that's that. I don't know. This is. I was thinking earlier today. I was like, with the NBA pause and everything, how this like kind of ruined a lot of people's off seasons. They've been doing the same thing for years, and then this stuff. And I'm thinking of like old players. Think of LeBron. He's been doing the same off-season program probably for like the last, for all his life, like 15, 17 years. And so with this, like just messing him up violently, will he like lose momentum like for his next 2 or 3 years? Like, will he lose a step? That type of thing. Will he start kind of going down, as they say? Have you? Yeah. So I was kind of thinking of that. Like, I wonder how much this is going to affect players going into next year. Because not having that constant, basketball play. I was just
right.
Have you thought?
I think it. I get your point. And I do think that, like once you're that old and like you have that much momentum going and like that much positive going, like if something stops it, it could halt it. But I also think for him personally, like the biggest blessing was him not making the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
So he got the whole summer, and like now his body gets to take even more like a little break. So I feel like it could also give him another like boost to hit another level, because like LeBron hit another level this season. We didn't expect that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, I definitely think. Go ahead.
Who leads the league in assists in their 17th year?
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty weird. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, LeBron having rest. I mean, what is it? I was actually this actually like weirdly relates to the MJ doc. I was like, when MJ retired in '93, you could talk about the gambling, whatever. But it was also like a huge rest for him because like he went through the whole, '92 won the championship, the Dream Team Olympics, and then won again the championship in '93. Like I bet he was just dead tired, and so in a way, it was like retirement helped him get his juice back, type of thing. Like
Right.
just because I know after like for Braun, I think it was after 2016 that finals. He was like, "I'm not doing the Olympics." Because he didn't do the Olympics right that
No,
year,
he didn't. No.
and which was probably good for him because like he's been in the finals for like had been in the finals for like 6 straight years. So he was like, "I'm not doing the Olympics," like because like it's something to think about. Like it's just like something annoying that you can just wipe away real quick. But
He basically told Melo, he said, Melo, you can have one more gold medal than me.
yeah, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, it'll be a balance of rest, getting the rust off and everything. Let's see. Here's a question. After the pandemic, or when everything gets slightly normal next spring.
He said next spring.
Yeah, next spring. Oh yeah, back to. Oh no. Never mind. Next or whatever. When it gets like remotely normal, have a vaccine, whatever. Do you think consumerism is going to be like crazy high? People are like, "Oh, I missed vacation this year. I'm gonna get 2 vacations next year." Those type of people, where
Of
they have to
course,
like,
just because you're gonna hear the people, the way of like you never know where life can take us. Life is precious. Like it's like yeah, of course. Like
yeah.
airline prices are gonna skyrise
Mm-hmm. Um,
along with cruise lines.
it's just gonna be such an imbalance for the next, just for the rest of this decade. Just like 2021, everybody's gonna be back doing everything, and then people are just gonna be splurging like crazy. Yeah, it's just such an imbalance going on. Um, but yeah, I thought that was yeah.
Where
So
you,
I
where you
definitely,
where you trying to go after this pandemic over?
I don't. Well, I was like seriously trying to go to Italy this summer. It's like
Oh,
visit my family in August since I had like room between summer classes and fall, and that got ruined. It's like that's definitely not the first country to go to after this. I mean, they arguably they had the worst hit out of the country just because like they don't have that many people in the first place,
right.
and they like led the world for a little bit. It's just like yeah, that's the last place to go to. So that's like number one priority. I don't even know any other countries to go to. Uh, I don't know. Canada, Toronto. There we go. Do you
Go
have
visit.
any go-to countries you're trying to get to
I
next
want to go.
year?
I want to go to Thailand.
Thailand. I've always thought about hitting up that one person from DBU. I'm not gonna say that name. It's a very that guy. That guy's name. Uh, I've always thought about like hitting because I kind of got not close, but like kind of acquainted with that community at DBU with like the Thai Asian community, and like kind of like hit him up, be like, "Yo, I want to come to Thailand," or because a lot of them were from Thailand, and so I don't know. That's always like an outside thought in my head. You should hit him up.
I'll
I'm
think about it.
kidding.
I'd be like, hey, they call us the same name, so let's go to your.
uh, man, I wish I could explain that story, but I'm just not going to. It's another time. But let's see. You got any things to get off your chest?
No, no.
Uh,
What you got? You always got something on your chest. You're just a
Yeah.
feeler.
No, I've just been noticing things. Uh, Let's see. So there's this. This is not controversial. It might be. Who knows? There's this kind of big name pastor kind of blowing up a little bit. His name is Michael Todd. Have you heard of him?
I've heard of that name.
Todd. What is it? People say he's the next TD Jakes just because he's black. You know, that type of comparison.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, some people like kind of getting at him for making this like TikTok video of him and his wife dancing,
Oh,
like
the
the Toosie
twerking
Slide.
guy.
Yeah.
The twerking guy, yeah.
And like, I didn't think anything of it, but like, you know, he like twerked on his wife. You know, he's just being stupid.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like offended by that. Like, and I was just like, man, y'all just have a lot of time on y'all's hands to just be criticizing, like, yeah, I don't know. And it's a whole other topic. Like, just pastors, just church pastors, when they get big and like influential, you know, everybody like tries to take them down in a way. Some of them have points, but man, it's just like every single thing they do has to be like perfect.
I just thought like I didn't think it was inappropriate. I thought it was just funny and goofy, but everybody's just like, that's so inappropriate. You're not supposed to do that. I was just like, man, get out of here.
Have you been seeing it? I've been seeing it mostly on YouTube. What has that been like popping up on your like social
My
media
Twitter
or
feed.
anything? Really?
Twitter feed.
But
Like
yeah, I was just like,
one lady made a video. She was like, "You need to repent, and that's the only way you can fast her again." And I was just like, "Oh, here we go."
right. I was just like, it's a weird topic, but like, it's understandable. I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. It's just people just have a lot of time on their hands. That's like all I'm just thinking during this whole situation. But I thought that was like weird and stuff. I don't
Like
know.
out of everything going on in the country right now, that's what you want to be mad about.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see. What else? What else to talk about? How about, was there anything crazy in the MJ doc the past weekend?
Let's see. I didn't realize that Pippen basically quit on the Bulls like one playoff game.
Yeah, I'd heard of that. But I didn't realize how bad it like affected the locker room and all that.
I feel like you haven't really been watching the doc. I feel like you really don't care for it.
No, I do care about it. I just don't watch it like right away, like Sunday nights. And so I always record it and just watch bits and pieces of it. It's 2 hours, like, and it's like commercials and just like, no, I'm just want to watch it myself. I thought it was cool. Well, this might have been last week's episode. The last 2 minutes of one of the episode where he was like explaining like,
and he got emotional.
Yeah, and the fact that he got emotional, I was like, you could tell that like really bothered him how people criticize that about him. Because I was like, why is he getting emotional? Like, why? Like, that's you. That's what made you great. And the fact that he had to like, he didn't like apologize or anything. He was just like saying that's really been, basically, he was trying to say it was really tough on him that people like criticizing him for his like selfish, leadership type of thing. I was like, man, that like bummed me out a little bit. I was like, man, just let these players play. Like, it's, I don't know.
The part that got me, he was like, if you don't like the way like I led, or like it's because you didn't win anything. And I was just like, geez, he's coming.
Yeah, like, geez, like, man won 6 championships. Yeah, that was like really weird to see. Uh, I was thinking, I was like, man, I hate how sports is the only like industry where you can like punch your like coworker or like teammate, and it's like kind of cool. Like, it's like it makes y'all better.
Yeah.
But like, you can't really do that like in the
You can't
office.
you can't be an accountant and be like, hey, you do better on your taxes.
Right. I wish that was a thing though. That'd be cool.
Hey, you can
Like,
start.
yeah.
You can start punch your coworker and then
Yes. Yes, like I'm down for that. Yeah, but I guess that's not a thing. I like how Steve Kerr like said he fought back to MJ or like stood his ground.
a little 6'1", 6'2" scrawny white guy. So that's us. I'm trying to figure out how Horace Grant didn't punch Michael Jordan. Horace Grant 6'10".
Oh yeah.
I know he could have took MJ. I know that.
Yeah, I don't.
You tell me I can't eat on the plane? Oh no, we squat every day.
Let's see. I was gonna say, I've been like looking through music. I found this really interesting music clip of Ray Charles bashing Elvis. And I was like, this is what I've been waiting for. Cause oh my gosh, this like goes back to the MJ thing. I just like I'm nosy. I don't you can save the goody two shoes for the public. I want to know like the fights, the details. And you've heard of the whole conspiracy of Elvis. Well, I say that's that though. Of Elvis, like he kind of stole from like the jazz community, everything about it. So, and the fact that Ray Charles was like going, I thought that was like so interesting. I thought that was like so cool to watch, because Elvis is like the king of pop, or king of pop, right? Is that what they say? King of something. They call Michael Jackson the king of pop.
Yes.
Oh, Elvis, king of something. I don't know, but yeah, I've always wanted to know the gritty details. Like I know the Beatles. Yeah, there's so many conspiracies. Beatles, Michael Jackson. Like Michael Jackson never wrote anything really. Like all of he was only good at performing. And that type of thing. But like all his music was like very written for him and stuff like that. Yeah, ghostwriting was like hidden. Let's see. Was there any top 3 musicians that your parents would play growing up?
Oh, that's easy. Let's see. My parents are from like the disco era, so the Gap Band, Michael Jackson, and Temptations.
Interesting. My parents were too old for that, I think. They were just like, well, your parents are old too. But what is it? Mine was just like the Beatles. They love the Beatles. Oh my gosh. It's just like, okay. The Beatles and my mom loved, I think, the disco era, like the Bee Gees.
Yes.
Love the Bee Gees. I did. This is like obsessed. Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Yes. My parents loved it.
There's something else.
I got so tired of hearing Casey and the Sunshine Band. I was like, I get it, Casey. You good, okay? We got it.
They actually, my mom had like a conference in Dallas like past decade, and they actually like performed at that event.
Oh, your mom.
I know they were like lit.
your mom was fangirling.
Right, and was that so that was the 70s like disco thing?
Yeah, Motown. Yeah.
Motown. What was the '80s known for?
Wasn't it rock?
Rock, I think. Yeah, I was actually asking my parents this question the other day. I was like, because I'm noticing in our generation, that I'm starting to see the line between us discounting the younger music, back to the 6ix9ine thing. Like I'm seeing that like our generation is very like, no, that music stinks and stuff like that. And so, and everyone goes through it. Like I remember my siblings were like kind of thought Drake was a joke back in the day. Like they were just like, who's this like kid? There's this like really, and I asked my parents, I was like, what was like the line for y'all, like that type of thing, and they said like throughout the '70s I listened to popular music. I think they said through the right after Michael Jackson, when like rap was starting to like become a thing in the mid '80s, like the Grandmaster Flash, right? Yeah, era, and like right before the NWA situation, there was like that mid '80s of like good old when rap music was like very, very generic and it was just like really slow words and so, and they were like in their mid 30s at the time. So I don't know. That was interesting to find out because I was like, have you ever wondered that? I don't know.
I always wanted to like be in my parents' shoes and be like at what they considered like a party or a function back in the day, and they were like getting down to Casey and the Sunshine Band or like, certain music. I was like, oh, like this was the way.
Right, it'd be cool.
Imagine them putting like our parents in our shoes and like going to a party and like bumping Little Baby and Dead Baby, like.
Yeah, I think about that too. Weirdly, yeah.
Like they would be so lost. Like if like Freestyle by Little Baby came on, I'd be like, what kind of crap is this?
Yeah, I don't know. I saw. Well, even when, like I knew my mom was like a disco person. She used to have the whole like, it wasn't like an afro or anything. It was just like really puffy hair, and I was like, oh, she was definitely a disco person in the '70s. But yeah, I don't know. Did you see the whole? This was like such a non-story. Adele, her weight
Losing
loss
weight.
thing.
Yeah.
And then that just pointless Twitter argument started happening. Did you see all that? Like,
I
oh,
just
this
like
is why.
I'm like, if she decided to lose weight, like, good for her. Like, like, let's not make it like such like a huge deal. Like, people are like, the bigger size women are just like, hey, like, we deserve love too. And I was just like, I'm just gonna log off. Okay?
This is where I hate it. Like,
that's when I start to hate social media because I'm like, look, be proud of her, like, whatever, like. Yeah, skinny women like shut up. Yeah, big women like shut up. Like, let's just all get along.
Yeah, and it became like they involved the men too. Just like, to the men, y'all didn't like her when she was bigger. Like, it's just like, I don't know. Like, all we said was like, yo, Adele lost weight. Type of thing. Yeah, it's just stop making it more of a story. Even Lizzo's name was brought in. I was like, oh my gosh.
I'm done with Lizzo. I'm done with Lizzo. Her fans, I'm done.
Yeah, I hate Lizzo fans. I'm done.
I stopped listening to Truth Hurts and like all that. I was like, I'm done. Lizzo.
My song when it was just me and her. But did you ever end up watching the Dwayne Wade documentary?
I can't. I refuse.
Oh no, not the retirement.
Oh yeah,
like the actual like ESPN documentary.
No, I've told myself I'm gonna watch it though.
What? So you're just not gonna watch any LeBron stuff either, or is like Dwayne Wade like a special?
Shoot, that might be up there too.
Yeah,
I'll watch it.
Yeah, you will. When LeBron retires and all that, you'll catch up on Wade stuff.
Nah, well, I can just go on ESPN and watch the Dwayne Wade app, or I gotta pay for it. Do I have to pay for it? Like if I go just go on ESPN?
Like ESPN 3, I think.
Okay.
Or whatever they do. Watch. I talked about this with you, right? The Dwayne Wade documentary.
Not really.
I was really shook about I'm pretty sure I did. With Gabrielle Union and his he had a kid outside.
Yeah, his baby mama.
I didn't talk about that with you?
No.
Oh. Well, I just thought that was like super vulnerable of him mentioning that, because I don't even remember that at all. Like that was after the 2011 finals, where I mean he was seriously dating Gabrielle Union, and then just like all of a sudden I have a baby with another girl. Like,
well, wasn't he having a baby with another woman like whenever he was about to get drafted?
Yeah. He's got 3 baby mamas basically.
Yeah.
But this was another girl.
Okay.
But I was like, man, that was like rightfully so, like hidden. I was just like, man, like that is. I was really surprised they even mentioned that in doc, because like that, man, that's like crazy. Because like he was seriously dating Union, and the fact that like I'm pretty sure they like did like a little break, but then they went back. But yeah, I thought that was like. Did you ever remember that at all, or?
I honestly don't, because I think during the summer of 2011, I was just so sad I didn't get it.
Yeah, I thought that was like super crazy. But all right, I guess wrap this up a little bit. You have a song of the week, shoutouts.
I listened to your song, so I listened to the song that you sent me.
Oh.
So I'll get that one.
Well, RMR.
Yeah.
Something like that. RMR
Rascals, yep.
But it was like, yeah, it was like they're playing or doing Rascal Flatts song. Yeah, I was like, man, this type of music it reminded me of Lil Nas X. Because I was like, people are gonna watch this. It's just depending on like he's 2 steps away from a Grammy. Like that's like get some famous country singer, literally get another Billy Ray or something. They're gonna blow up. They got to. I think they have a song with Future.
Didn't Future drop something last night?
Yeah, he did.
Same old.
I'm getting tired of Future. This was like the first album I didn't rush to. It's sad. I don't know. I don't know about that man. It's just he hasn't changed. You know? Like it's the same. Like I like artists that change, that kind of reinvent themselves. Ugh. But like after 2015, 2016, it's just like, all right, you need something. I mean, he went the R&B route in 2017, but I don't know. Just gets played out. And I'm tired of seeing him on Twitter too, like the whole toxic stuff. And
yes.
I forget he's like 36 all the time. Like, and I saw where he was on Mother's Day. He like tweeted a shout out to like each of his baby mamas. I was like, man, it's like Future is one of those people that like I would never want to be personally, but like we all like his music,
right?
But it's a weird like parallel you have to make. You know, when like you look up to a celebrity and you're like, oh, I want to be that person. I don't want to be Future. I don't like. I don't want to have 6 baby mamas.
No, you're not trying to have 6 baby mamas.
No, not really.
I mean, you got the perfect time to start. I mean, you're in quarantine. You can start.
That's a lot.
Right, what about
responsibility?
5 baby? What about 5 baby mamas?
That's a starting 5 though. With that,
exactly. Hey, at least you got a 6 man or 1 man, whichever.
That's true. That's true. I don't know. What?
He got a bench roster. You can't say nothing.
We'll have to figure it out. It's a year by year process. We'll see. All right. Well, back to song of the week. I don't know. Dead Presidents 2. No, no, Benny the Butcher. 18-wheeler featuring Pusha T. Benny the Butcher's one of the guys from Griselda, the new rap trio. Let's see. Any shout-outs? Shout-outs.
Shout outs to continue all the front workers, everybody in the grocery store. People starting to get a little bit of their freedom back here in Texas. They go into Galveston and all the other beaches. So hopefully, shout out people doing the right thing, and hopefully no second wave occurs.
Shout out to all the murder hornets leaving. Yeah. I think that's all died down, so that's good. I think they
shout out to all the moms that didn't receive love on Mother's Day.
Yeah. Did you do anything Mother's Day? Or?
I mean, I just wrote my mom a letter. I just chilled. I mean, we can't do much.
Yeah. I found one of those cards that like is really wordy. And I was like, oh, I don't have to like really write anything. Well, I wrote I love you.
That's lazy. Hang on the podcast.
But like I've written like not notes, but like, 3 or 4 sentences here and there, but like this was like a card where I was like, okay, I actually kind of agree with the words. Because those lame cards are just like Happy Mother's Day, blah, 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 But this one was like paragraph in the front and then paragraph in the second line. I was like, let's change it up a little bit. So I was like, this is good. So, yeah, that was good. What else? All right. Well, that's about it. Everybody, thank you for listening, watching. Yeah, this has been another podcast episode. All right, well, stay safe. Wear the mask. All right, peace.